Chosen one, have you noticed that no matter how much they try to box you in or limit you, there is something within you that cannot be captured or destroyed? It is no coincidence that your presence unsettles some and inspires others. There is a force within you that cannot be imitated, erased, or replaced. You were uniquely formed by God, with a purpose that no human can fully understand or replicate. And if you are hearing these words now, know that this moment was designed to remind you of your true identity. Today, you will understand something the world has tried to hide from you. What God created in you is untouchable. This is not just an abstract concept, but a living reality that defines who you are and why you are here. No one can steal your essence because it is not a product of chance, but of divine design. While many live trying to mold themselves to what is expected of them, you were called to be different, to be authentic, even when it means going against the tide. But before I continue, I have a special request. Please leave your like and subscribe to the channel right now. Also, leave the number 757 in the comments to declare to the universe that your intuition and connection with the divine will make you stronger to put an end to those who weaken you. And it is precisely this authenticity that makes you a threat to the world's standards. Many do not understand what they carry, but you are not just anyone. If the battles have been intense and the criticism constant, know that this happens because your existence challenges what is common. And this is the greatest proof that you were chosen for something far greater than anyone can imagine. Today, you will discover that while others try to copy or crush you, your essence remains untouched, because what God creates, no one can destroy. Chosen one, you were formed uniquely and intentionally. Every detail of your life, your experiences, your story, and even your struggles is part of a greater purpose, designed by God. Nothing about you is random. The way you see the world, how you react to difficulties, and how you impact the people around you reveals something that was placed within you from the beginning. The world may try to make you believe that you need to be like others to be accepted. But the truth is that you were called to be different. Your individuality is not a mistake. It is the Creator's signature that sets you apart for something greater. Often, people judge someone's value by external appearance, position, or visible achievements. But the true value of a chosen one goes far beyond that. It lies in what God has placed in your essence, something that cannot be seen by human eyes, but is manifested through the impact you make. You may not even realize the depth of the influence you have on others, but your presence, your words, and even your silent actions carry a spiritual weight that transforms environments. This is something the world cannot replicate, because it is not physical. It is divine. When we look at the stories of people chosen by God, we see a clear pattern. They were set apart for a purpose, even if they did not seem ready in human eyes. Think of David, who was anointed king while still a shepherd. To others, he did not have the appearance or skills of a leader, but God saw something in him that no one else could see. Similarly, Joseph was rejected by his brothers and sold into slavery. But that did not stop him from fulfilling God's plan and becoming a figure of authority. These examples show that, like them, you carry a potential that is not always visible, but that God has already determined. Being chosen means your life carries a special responsibility. It is not about seeking recognition or pleasing others, but about fulfilling the purpose that has been uniquely assigned to you. This may mean paving paths that do not yet exist, facing resistance that others avoid, or even enduring moments of solitude. But none of this diminishes the importance of your journey. On the contrary, every challenge you face strengthens the purpose being built in your life. You were not called to be invisible or to conform, but to make a significant and genuine difference. Chosen one, remember that God does not make mistakes. Everything He created in you has a reason. Your qualities, your abilities, and even your weaknesses were designed to fit perfectly into the purpose He has prepared for you. Do not compare yourself to others or feel that you need to be like them to have value. What God has planned for you is unique, and no other human can take your place. Trust in this greater plan, because He is already working in every detail, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Being authentic in a world that constantly tries to mold people into a generic standard is an act of courage. Many prefer to hide behind masks to fit in, but you were called to be true to your essence, even when it means going against the current. Your authenticity is not just a personal choice, it is part of the greater purpose God has designed for you. It sets you apart from those who try to lose themselves in the crowd, showing that there is something genuine and true in your existence that no one can deny. This authenticity, however, does not go unnoticed. When you live aligned with who you truly are, it provokes reactions in those around you. Some people may feel inspired and seek to understand what makes you so unique. Others, on the other hand, may feel uncomfortable because the truth you carry exposes what they try to hide. It is not uncommon for them to try to diminish you or question your choices, but this is just proof that your authenticity has a real impact. Living authentically also requires strength. It is not easy to remain true to yourself in a world that often rewards conformity and penalizes difference. But it is precisely this strength that makes you someone who can transform the environment you are in. When you do not allow yourself to be molded by what the world expects, you become a reference, a living example that it is possible to live with integrity, even in the face of external pressures. Authenticity is not something you need to justify or defend. It is simply who you are. And when you understand this, you begin to realize that you owe no one an explanation except God. It is He who guides your steps, and it is He who placed this uniqueness within you. Allow this authenticity to shine, even when it is difficult, because it is what makes your life meaningful and your presence so powerful. Remember, being authentic does not mean being perfect. Everyone has flaws and moments of doubt, but this does not diminish the truth within you. Your authenticity lies in living according to the purpose placed in your life, even if it means failing, learning, and trying again. This is what makes you real, and it is why no one can copy or destroy what has been created within you. God's protection in your life is not something that can be measured or explained by human standards. While others rely on their strength, resources, or strategies to feel secure, your security comes from something much deeper, a spiritual protection that guards you in every area of your life. This does not mean you will not face challenges, but that none of these challenges will be able to destroy you. God is ahead, behind, and around you, ensuring that every attack against you is turned into an opportunity for your growth. Have you ever wondered how you survived situations that should have defeated you? These moments are proof of divine protection in action. When you are chosen, the promise that no weapon formed against you shall prosper becomes a reality. This does not mean the absence of battles, but that the battles that come your way do not have the power to nullify you. This protection is like an invisible shield that keeps you steady even in the midst of the greatest storms. Everything that tries to hit you must first pass through God's control. This protection is not something you earn or deserve. It is a gift. It is an expression of God's love for you and the mission He has entrusted to you. You are not alone, even when it seems like the whole world is against you. When you feel you have reached your limit, it is God's hand that sustains you. This security is not visible to others, but you experience it in every deliverance, in every situation where there seemed to be no way out, but a path was opened. There is also a purpose in this protection. God does not just guard you so you can continue to exist, but so you can fulfill the purpose for which you were called. Every adversity you overcome becomes a testimony of God's faithfulness and proof that He is with you. This is not about luck or coincidence, but about a greater plan that is being executed. Every day you remain steadfast is a victory that points to the power at work in your life. When you recognize this protection, you realize that you do not need to live in fear. The world may try to intimidate you, but you know in whom you trust. You know that God not only protects your body, but also your spirit, your mind, and everything He has placed in your hands. This security is what allows you to keep moving forward, even when circumstances say you should give up. Chosen one, your life is in the hands of the Creator, and that is all you need to know to keep going. Your presence, as someone chosen by God, carries an impact that cannot be ignored. Regardless of the environment you are in, your essence provokes reactions in those around you, often without you even realizing it. This happens because the purpose and truth you carry directly confront the superficiality and lack of direction that dominate the world. For some, your presence will be an inspiration, awakening a desire for change and growth. For others, it will be a source of discomfort because you reflect what they try to hide or ignore. What you carry within you is not something that can be explained or understood by everyone, and that is exactly why the impact of your life is so strong. This impact inevitably creates two types of reactions: attraction and resistance. There are those who are naturally drawn to your authenticity, who see in you a light that does not go out even in difficulties. These people feel they can trust you, that your presence brings security, hope, or even answers to the challenges they face. However, there are others who react in the opposite way. They feel threatened by what they do not understand. Your existence and your choices expose, even indirectly, their lack of alignment with something greater. It is not uncommon for these people to try to belittle you, criticize you, or even push you away. But this has nothing to do with your flaws. It is about the impact you inevitably make. The discomfort you provoke in some people should not be seen as a sign of failure. On the contrary, it is the greatest proof that you are living aligned with your purpose. Chosen people are never unnoticed, even if they do not seek attention. You do not need to speak loudly to be heard because your presence already communicates something profound. Many do not know how to deal with this and therefore react with criticism or resistance. But know that every adverse reaction is, in fact, confirmation that you are on a path that cannot be ignored. How you handle these reactions is also part of the impact you leave. Choosing to respond with patience, firmness, and truth in situations of opposition is one of the greatest proofs of strength you can offer. It is not just about how you are affected by others, but about how you affect those who observe your attitudes. Many, even without saying so, learn from the way you remain true to who you are, even when facing resistance. Your posture becomes a reference of courage, and this is more transformative than any words you could say. Remember that the impact you make is not about pleasing or being accepted by everyone. You are called to be different, to fulfill a mission that transcends what the world considers important. It is precisely this difference that unsettles some and inspires others. What matters is not the reaction you provoke, but the purpose you fulfill by living faithfully to what God has placed in you. Chosen one, your impact is inevitable because it is the manifestation of what has been planted in your soul, and no resistance can change that. Facing challenges is a constant in the life of the chosen, but what sets you apart from others is the ability to use these difficulties as stepping stones to something greater. Your resilience is not just a personality trait. It is a fundamental part of the purpose God has established for your life. Every obstacle you overcome is not just a momentary victory, but preparation for the next steps in your mission. While others may despair in the face of adversity, you find strength in your faith and move forward because you know there is something greater at stake. This ability to rise, even when everything seems to be falling apart, is what makes you someone who cannot be defeated. The life of the chosen one will never be easy, but that does not mean it will be without purpose. Every difficulty faced, every rejection, every struggle, all of these become tools that shape your character and make you stronger. God does not allow you to face challenges in vain. Every battle is designed to strengthen the areas that will be essential for fulfilling your purpose. Think of the times you overcame something that seemed impossible and later realized how it prepared you for something even greater. This is resilience in action, a strength that comes from within, but is fueled by a purpose far beyond what the eyes can see. It is natural at times to feel tired or even question why so many struggles are placed in your path. But the truth is that these difficulties are not signs that something is wrong. Rather, they are signs that something is being built. Every moment of pain or doubt is an opportunity to trust even more in God and His ability to turn what seems like an end into a new beginning. Resilience is not just about surviving, it is about growing. And as you grow, you not only fulfill your own purpose, but also inspire others to do the same. Your resilience also serves as a testimony to the world. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you show others that victory is possible. Your life becomes a living example that challenges do not have to destroy us. They can strengthen us. This does not mean you do not feel pain or face moments of doubt, but it means you choose not to be defined by them. Your choice to keep going, even when everything seems lost, is what proves you are set apart for something special. It is not about never falling, but about always getting back up. God never promised the path would be easy, but He guaranteed He would be with you every step of the way. It is this constant presence that fuels your resilience and gives you the strength to continue. Every fall, every temporary defeat is just another part of the growth process that prepares you for the greater purpose. And when you look back and see all you have overcome, you realize there is a strength within you that nothing can destroy. This strength is proof that you have been chosen, and it is what makes you unbreakable. To be marked by God is to carry a seal that goes beyond human understanding. This seal is evidence that you have been set apart for a specific purpose, and that your life is under divine protection and guidance. It is not something visible to the eyes, but it is felt in everything you do and how you impact the world. This seal not only confirms your identity as someone chosen, but also serves as a guarantee that you will never be alone. It is a reminder that, no matter what happens, there is a greater force guiding your steps and protecting your journey. This seal also comes with a responsibility. You were not called merely to exist, but to live in alignment with the purpose for which you were set apart. This means making decisions that reflect who you truly are, even when those decisions are difficult or misunderstood by those around you. Carrying God's seal in your life is not just a privilege, it is a call to be an example of faith, perseverance, and truth. You were marked to make a difference, and this requires courage and determination. Often, carrying this seal means facing battles that others do not face. This happens because the enemy knows the potential you carry and will do everything to try to divert you from your path. But what the enemy does not understand is that as long as God's seal is upon you, no weapon formed against you will prosper. This promise is not just a comforting word. It is a reality that manifests in your life every day. Difficulties may come, but they will never be able to destroy the purpose God has placed in you. Moreover, the divine seal is a source of strength in the most difficult moments. When you feel there is no way out, it is this seal that reminds you that you are not fighting alone. God not only chose you, but also promised to be by your side in every battle. This certainty does not eliminate the challenges, but transforms how you face them. You know that, even in your weakest moments, there is a strength beyond you, sustaining you and ensuring you keep moving forward. Carrying God's seal also means living with unshakable confidence. This confidence does not come from your own abilities, but from the certainty that the one who called you is faithful to fulfill all he has promised. This allows you to walk boldly, even when the future seems uncertain. You know that no matter what happens, your life is in God's hands, and that is all you need to keep going. Chosen one, the seal you carry is the greatest proof that your life is untouchable, and that you have been set apart for something much greater. The impact of a chosen one does not end with them. Everything you do, every decision you make, and every person you influence is part of a legacy that extends beyond your time. This legacy is not built solely by grand achievements or extraordinary moments, but by the small daily choices that reflect the purpose for which you were called. Often, you may not realize how much your life inspires and transforms others, but every act of courage, every demonstration of faith, and every resistance against the pressures of the world leaves a mark that cannot be erased. Your presence, indeed, the world is a seed that bears fruit, even when you do not see the immediate result. The chosen do not live only for themselves. What you carry within you has the power to influence entire generations. Your words, your posture, and your strength create an effect that spreads far beyond what you can imagine. Think of the examples of those who came before you, who remained steadfast in their identity, and because of this, paved the way for others to also find their purpose. You are part of that same lineage. Every time you remain faithful to what you believe, you are contributing to others finding strength and direction in their own lives. What you do today does not die with you. It reverberates through time and transforms the future. The legacy you leave does not depend on recognition or fame. Some of the greatest changes in the world do not come from grand stages or spotlights, but from the silent impact of people who chose to live with purpose. You may be influencing someone without even realizing it. A piece of advice you gave, an example of overcoming you demonstrated, or even the way you handle challenges may be the inspiration someone needed to keep going. Your life is not insignificant, and every step you take aligned with your purpose contributes to something greater than yourself. Building a legacy requires awareness and intention. You are not here merely to exist, but to mark the world in a way no one else can. This means your choices matter. Your attitudes shape realities, and your persistence defines what will remain after you. When you understand this, you begin to see each challenge differently. Difficulties are not just obstacles, but opportunities to strengthen the impact you will leave. Your suffering, your victories, and even your failures are part of a story that will serve as an example for those who come after you. The greatest legacy a chosen one can leave is the proof that it is possible to live with purpose, regardless of circumstances. When you refuse to give in to fear, when you keep walking even without guarantees, when you remain steadfast in your essence, you are showing others that they can do the same. You do not need to have all the answers or see the full picture. What matters is that you move forward, knowing that every step you take leaves a mark. Chosen one, your life is not just about you. It is about all those who will be impacted by the path you tread. You were created for something greater than this. World can comprehend. What God placed in you cannot be copied, erased, or destroyed. No matter how many times they try to diminish you, question you, or make you feel like you do not belong, your essence remains intact. What comes from God cannot be altered by human hands. Your life, your strength, and your authenticity are living proof that you carry something beyond common understanding. Chosen one, nothing can change the truth about who you are. You may go through storms, face rejections, and be misunderstood, but none of this has the power to nullify what God has determined for you. Every day, you must remember that your journey is not about acceptance or external validation. Many will not understand your path, and that is part of your calling. You were not created to be like everyone else, but to be a living example that it is possible to live with purpose, courage, and truth. This difference is what makes you inimitable and untouchable. People may try to copy you, but they will never be able to carry what is within you. The world may try to crush you, but it cannot destroy the essence of who you truly are. The path will not always be easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments when you will feel the weight of the responsibility you carry. But know that God has already prepared everything for your victory. You do not need to fear the future because your journey has already been written by the one who never fails. Your strength does not come solely from your will, but from the certainty that you do not walk alone. You were called, equipped, and protected to fulfill a mission that no one else can fulfill. This is what makes you unshakable. No matter what happens, choose to remain steadfast. Choose to keep going, even when everything seems difficult. Choose to trust that if God placed something within you, it is because that something needs to be manifested to the world. Your impact goes beyond what you can see now. Your life is a living testimony of what cannot be broken, for it was shaped by the Creator Himself. Every step you take is a reminder that what is divine cannot be erased. So, move forward without fear. What God created in you can never be destroyed. You are untouchable. If these words resonated with you, it is because this truth has always been within your spirit. You were never like the others, and now you know why. What God placed in you cannot be erased, copied, or destroyed. You carry a purpose that transcends any obstacle, and this journey you are on is no accident. Chosen one, you are untouchable because your essence does not belong to this world. It was formed by the Creator Himself. Now, I want you to strengthen this message. Leave your like so this knowledge can reach more people. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue receiving content that reinforces who you truly are. Your presence here is no coincidence, and your journey will not be in vain. If this message spoke to you, share in the comments your experience, what you learned, or the part that impacted you the most. Now, I invite you to take the next step. Watch the recommended video on the screen to deepen your understanding and strengthen your spirit. Everything you need is already within you. Now is the time to manifest it. And always remember, what God created in you, no one can destroy. You are untouchable.